last one that we did was called And Then You Were Gone, and that was very serious, somber, mono record.
Literally in mono.
Literally in mono. And so this one is very much an antithesis of that. We really enjoy what we do, and we enjoy playing music, and so much of these songs are about having fun, having a good time. We tried to synthesize the purest form of rock and excitement and audio joy that we could find, and so that's what we're working with.
It's a very fun take on what we do. It's kind of something we've never really tapped into completely in our music that we had in our live show. But we've also got a song on here that we played at our very first show, and we've never recorded it because it's never really fit with what we were doing. It was always a little too happy and a little too meaningless almost, but it really fit, and we really wanted it to be a summer record. We wanted people to put it in their car and enjoy driving to the beach while listening to it.
Yeah.
Cool. And it's very sexy.
It is very sexy.
We tried to be sexy.
From a technical standpoint, the recording process isn't that much different for when we do it for other people. As far as the equipment that we use, I have a mobile production setup, you might say, so it's like a studio's worth of equipment, but it's modular, so I can take it places and set up, and that's still what we do. I do use big words. That's still what we do for our recording, but as far as the kind of way that we come at it, we really don't make our music for anyone but ourselves. So it's a much more narcissistic experience, because I mean, with other people there's this balance between we kind of try to marry what we want for their music with what they want. We very much want to capture their vision, but we want to kind of come alongside them and inform them, so it's a more, let's say, complete vision than just a very narrow exactly what they want. But with us, it's just us, so it's just what we want all the time.
That's true. I would definitely say the biggest difference for me is that, like, with our stuff, there's no politics. We really just do whatever it is we want to do. The last EP was in mono because we had never done it. And so when you're recording another band, you kind of have to talk through with them, what is the project, what is the best thing about it. With us, it's kind of like we did our Sabotage Me EP, and we felt like we really captured the rock sound that we were doing at that time. And rather than make another record just like that, we said, let's make a all piano-based mono record and see what that's like. And so that's really the biggest difference. We can just do whatever. For me, the producing role stays the same because I still work with Colin and Jesse as a producer, just like I do with the Restoration. So for me, a lot of it stays the same. I am more involved in the songwriting, but it's pretty similar. We started as a band that was very spread out, and that worked in our advantage a lot of ways. We were able to get to a lot of different cities and play for a lot of different people, but even though most of that time we only had a member in Columbia and we don't have a member there anymore, we still felt like Columbia was home because I lived here for a number of years. I've known Daniel Machado since the 2nd grade, and we hooked up when our band was just kind of getting started, and he helped us get one of our first gigs. And since then we played with Guitar Show a bunch, and when he went to the Restoration stuff, we kind of went with them, playing with them, even though the styles didn't match up quite as well. And so it's been a great experience, you know, as far as working with them, and staying connected to Columbia has always been really important to me. And I've worked with David at CNSC, and so we have a lot of connection here, and we just really enjoy working with these guys. I have a lot of belief in Daniel's vision, especially when he sits down to write these records, and enjoy working with him through that. And so Colin is a bit more, he kind of came in with my urging, so perspective is going to be a little more interesting.
Yeah, well, I met Daniel when we were touring. Basically, he gave us like our second show, our first show in Columbia, New Brooklyn, so that's where I first met Daniel, but our friendship was forged in the fire of unfortunate events. He actually came up, and I think this was the repayment show for that first show that he gave us here. He came up to Anderson, and his tire went flat and he could not get his tire off, and it led to a 2 to 3 day saga of him attempting to do that because it happened over the weekend and the nuts were apparently on so tight that no one could get them off. And so there was a butane torch that we got at one point in the Walmart parking lot, and we sat there for several hours attempting to melt the nuts off. I think there was some scientific reason behind that, but eventually we got Daniel where he needed to go, and after that we've been pretty close. The first record that they did when I was in graduate school for audio recording, I needed a project for my thesis project, and I really wanted to record Daniel, and we got it worked out, and so we were able to work it out. So I did a lot of traveling down here, but still with all the modular stuff. We did some of the record in Nashville at some studios there, and then apparently we did a good enough job on Constance that when they came around the second time, they wanted to work with us again. My advice for young people is to stay humble and work with people who have been doing this for a while before. Do not, if you can at all, not fall prey to the songwriter curse, which is what I call it, which is where you really think that you know everything and that everything that you think is really the way it should be. It's just not true. Get together with other people who've been doing it for a while and as much as possible do what they say. If it's somebody that you respect, then you should really just do whatever they tell you to do. If you're not sure about it, then okay, but somebody with more experience, somebody who knows what they're doing, who's done this before, who's written songs that you like, or recorded things that you like, and follow them. That's the best advice I can give.
Do it because you love doing it. That's really the only way to really tap into what your potential is as a musician. If you just do it because you want to make money or get girls or whatever, eventually that's going to run up and you might not have anything left. And in my day job, I get to talk to musicians a lot who do this and actually make money, and they all say that. So even the people who actually make a living doing this, they say do it because you really enjoy doing it. And if you have that, then you can go off and really achieve a lot of things. But if you don't have that, eventually it's just going to run out on you.
I've discovered more and more probably in the last couple of years how much I love doing this. Whether it be recording or songwriting or performing or any of that stuff, it's an intangible. There's really not words to express exactly that sense of fulfillment and satisfaction in writing a great song, in playing a great live show, or in recording a great album.
For me, certainly all of that is very true. Jesse, who isn't here, Colin and I have known him. He's younger. He just graduated college, and we've known him and see him grow up as a musician. And even that a little has really kept us going, just to see what all he's going to do next. But really, it's the friendship for me. The last record we put out, which was extremely personal for all of us, really encapsulated a lot of that we all went through. We all went through things that were different but had a very similar kind of just process to them. And so to put all that in music, even though we don't live in the same state and we don't see each other all that often, still really, a lot of it was about our friendship. And so that's really a lot of the value in it for me, and that's kind of why we've kept the Fire Tonight going, to make the art, and because we're good friends and we enjoy doing it. I just want people to get our music and enjoy it. I mean, we throw it up there for free and let people pay what they want because we want people to take it and enjoy listening to it. It's very simple, I guess. I don't have deep philosophy about that. I just want people to hear it and enjoy it, and if they don't, that's okay. Colin has kind of a strange voice. We don't do things in a pop sense. I mean that the best way possible.
I know.
But we're not pop musicians. We're not out there to sound like we're going to be on the radio. So, if someone enjoys it, if it gets them through something tough, then that's really what we're in it for.
Go answer my questions before I ask them again.